Larry, let me ask you this. A lot of people wonder why. I mean, are you doing this now? You're coming forward now with this when the man is shy of few delegates, a few votes to become the Democrat candidate for the presidential running for the United States of America. I mean, we are talking about a fellow that can be or can become president of the United States. Don't you think that you should have done this before? Why are you doing this now? I mean,
¿Qué tú le estás preguntando? ¿Qué tú le preguntas?
le estoy diciendo a él, le estoy preguntando a él que por qué él está haciendo esto ahora,
Okay,
y no lo hizo antes. Why are you doing this now, Larry? You should have done this long ago, because the man is almost there. I mean, it's about to become the official candidate.
Hector, I have been trying to get this man to become honest about his drug use since last fall, okay? I can't force him to stand up in front of the American people and say, hey, I'm a liar and I'm a drug user. Even more so, I can't force him to stand up today and tell people that he had another gay lover in Chicago that was murdered in December.
Excuse me, Larry, are you saying
¿Qué dijo? Espérate.
Él está diciendo que él no puede estar ocultando una serie de cosas que el público debe saber, ya que él va a ser candidato. Ahora me está hablando de que él tuvo un amante, un gay amante que fue asesinado en Chicago. Déjeme preguntarle, Larry, are you talking about Senator Obama, that he had a homosexual relationship with somebody that was murdered in Chicago?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Wow. When did it happen?
Donald Young was murdered in December of 2007. And my attempts to contact the Chicago Police Department on information that links Senator Obama to this gentleman and his death have been ignored.
Él está diciendo que él está tratando de que la gente sepa que esta persona que aparentemente fue amante de él, de Obama, gay, homosexual, en el 2007 fue asesinado.
Pastor James Manning. This is a very important program because the issue of Barack Obama's sex and drug abuse are now beginning to take root in this society. Albeit small, it is beginning to be noticed. The Globe is in God only knows how many tens of thousands of stores in this country, maybe hundreds of thousands. This is the second issue they've done on the Larry Sinclair story. I would expect that Pastor James Manning's story will be perhaps in the following episode of this publication and its coverage of the story. So, with respect to your earlier comment that you're surprised that Larry Sinclair is still alive, is safety to be found, Pastor Manning, in publicizing issues like this? Some people say the more people that know, the better.
Well, I suppose I'm ambivalent about the answer to that question, mainly because at the level at which I am speaking, but more specifically what Larry Sinclair is saying, because he's talking about a personal sexual experience with the senator. And that is far more condemning than the information that I can present. So therefore, his life is definitely at stake. I think that there is no safety for Larry, not even in a large number of people coming forward. Historically, you don't get a large number of people coming who do know information such as what Larry knows, and every choir member in Trinity United Church of Christ knows in Chicago, and people around the south side of Chicago knows as well. They don't come forward. I mean, they just don't come forward on issues like this. And then it isn't just the fact of fearing for death, but you have a large number of people who sympathize with the senator and feel that, well, we'll just wink at his weaknesses. One several people have written to me and said, okay, we know he's got skeletons in his closet. Leave him alone. He's going to do great things. There's no one running for office who doesn't have skeletons in their closet.
I've heard the same rationale before, too. And, in point of fact, some people are now to the point, and I think it's because this society has been bathed in sexual excess of all kinds and drug excesses of all kinds for so long, they say, so what? He could still be a great president. That shouldn't disqualify him. And that's a very lamentable commentary on America.
Well, I get a lot of that. And then, of course, the people and the circles in which Barack has traveled, you're talking about the African-American people, and for them to turn him in, there should be a loyalty to Obama by black people, no matter what he has done. Do not betray him. But there are people who are willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that nothing hinders this perhaps great and historical moment for black people. But again, you have to remember they are closely webbed in sexual deviancies out of the Trinity Church.
All right. I think Americans need to understand that there is, especially in the inner cities, an absolute ferocity supporting Barack Hussein Obama. And this is a rather unusual configuration in American politics because these people, many of them, will, on their own, without being encouraged, do, as you say, almost anything to further the interests of their hero. And that is a very dangerous political issue.
Most assuredly. And it's going to become increasingly so as we move towards the end of the primary. If there is any attempt to derail the Obama candidacy, and a number of high-ranking Democratic officials have declared that there'll be riots in the street if somehow or another this proposed nomination is taken away from him. But that having been said, if someone comes forward, and for whatever reasons, I think that people have respected me as a black preacher and one who's been in the community of Harlem for 27 years, so I've gotten a little bit of slack and respect because I'm just giving out information. Larry Sinclair's situation is different. His is far graver than mine.
If you could sit down face-to-face with Barack Hussein Obama for half an hour, what would you tell him?
I'll tell him how dangerous he is, and I would ask him to try to hear the sufferings of black people, to hear the sufferings of the women, the black women who lay awake at night, who don't have a husband or man, but have 2 to 3 children, who are struggling to support them, to try to hear the weepings and the laments, and to try to understand that there is tremendous pain. The black woman is perhaps the most ill-treated, most painful woman on the planet today. Nobody knows the trouble she sees raising children, paying the bills. And I'll try to explain to the senator that what he is doing is that he is offering a false hope. And he does not relate. He doesn't understand. And I can appreciate that, Jeff. My problem is the larger problem I see, and one of the reasons that I started on this campaign, is that the black nation can't understand that he doesn't understand that they don't perceive that he is so alienated from them, so outside, so ostracized away from who they are or their concerns, and that he will never reach in to touch them. And so they're giving themselves wholeheartedly over to a fairy tale. It just doesn't mean a thing for them, and it's only going to bring more pain and more disappointment in his candidacy. So that's my problem. And the other thing is that, you know, the black nation have routinely been made wrong choices with their leaders over the last 50 years, which has brought us to the office.
That's a very important point, which I'd like to explore with you perhaps in another conversation. Pastor James Manning, thank you very much for being here tonight and sharing your views.
Thank you for having me, Jeff.
Indeed. Good night, sir.
Take care.
Pastor James.
Black Masonic celebrities. Is it really hard to believe that all these entertainers in the gospel world, the R&B world, actors, DJs, etc., are misleading us? Well, Black America, I'm here to tell you they are. Let's talk about a guy who's everybody loved at one point in time. This guy's made some great music. His name, Prince. If you notice, Prince's hand is over his heart. That's one of the Mason rituals to show dedication, sincerity, that you will never go against the word. You will keep deceiving the people and honoring the brotherhood. Look here. Prince even takes it a step further by taking a picture with the thumbs, fingers unlocked, in an upward motion. Normally a position like this would be face down, but Prince is showing his brothers that he's still a part of what they do. And how about his buddy, Mr. Rock and Roll star / funk star, Lenny Kravitz? You see, I know it's hard to believe when you first see these things and you say, well, these guys just doing this because they're not where they're at. Everything will be revealed, man. The Most High has told us He's going to reveal everything that was hidden, because there's nothing new under the sun. Lenny Kravitz, superstar. Lenny Kravitz here at a party. And whenever they see the cameras or photos, they know something is going down. So they always on lockdown, meaning they got to always show their symbols that they're down with the brotherhood. Wow. That's the life they lead, man. You know, some people know what they want to do at an early childhood. Yeah. Mr. Michael Jackson before the skin peel. Mr. Michael Jackson been a part of the Masonic rituals for a long, long time. And I know a lot of you don't want to believe that Mr. Michael Jackson molested those children. Mr. Michael Jackson is great indeed a molester. That's one of the ways he never get convicted, because they protect their own. As seen here, he's holding a Marine's hand with the thumb down, masonry. As he's seen here, in another picture with his hand over his heart, showing his brothers he is truly dedicated and sincere. He gives the peace sign, but I think this one tells it all. What Michael Jackson is really about. His fame, fortune, masonry. Beyonce. Didn't believe Beyonce was a part of it, but she is. The pyramid across the eye, just like the back of the dollar, right? Oh, wow. It gets even better. Elton John, who's openly gay, who's never been in the closet. Puff Daddy's hugging him like he's been knowing him for, 20 years. I want you to take a close look at that symbol on his jacket. That's a skull with a ring with fire and red within Elton John's jacket, symbolizing Mason. I know it's hard to believe, but how about Danny Glover? His hand is shaped in a pyramid. Danny been a part of this thing a long, long time. Let's talk about Mr. Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin has his hand cupped over one another, indicating that he will stay in his place. He will not rock the boat. He will do as he's told, much like his friend, T.D. Jakes. The same symbol of masonry. These symbols are rituals, and they're letting the elite know that they will stay in their place and keep deceiving the public. Kirk Franklin seen with the hand over the heart and the L motion, indicating his sincerity to his brotherhood. He will keep doing what he needs to do and never tell the truth in the oath that he's taken. So he keeps running rewards, and he will keep shooting up to the top of the charts and getting lots and lots of fame. You notice Kirk Franklin wearing a foundation. You have to put that into question when any man wear a foundation. And this says it all. Wow. He got Jesus Freak on his shirt and holding up the Baphomet sign. You people better wake up, man. The Most High is coming back in a fury. Mr. Sexy himself stands there, takes the pyramid sign and put a cross over it and makes it into a a trademark. Believe that? Look at the hands. Let's take a closer look. That's plain, man. If you don't see that, something's wrong with you. Eddie Long is nothing but a pimp in sheep clothing. Now check this out. Bush, this is definitely the Brotherhood. He's congratulating Eddie Long for doing such a great job. Head to head, peck to peck, shoulder to shoulder, knee to knee. Wow. This guy here don't take a lot of pictures because he already know what he's about. But he still made a mistake by putting the thumb under the chin. That's a masonry sign too. Those of you who like Joel, man, look at Victoria, how she's looking out at the camera. She's really looking out at the monitor to make sure everything is in position when they get ready to flash their sign. So Joel does the first sign, right? He's making sure that everyone sees what he's doing. And Fox is just a symbol in the back in the Greek term, 666. Still not convinced? That's okay. Check this out in New York. Victoria stands next to her husband, but you can't quite see her sign, right?
No.
So why don't we play a little camera trick and switch it around? Right. There she is in full blown, putting up the Mason sign to let her elite know we're talking to the public, we're on camera, but we're deceiving them as well. All right? Joel is congratulating Billy Joel along with Billy Graham. A handshake like that with the fingers out is congratulating the Mason master, and the master Mason is congratulating Joel on a fabulous job. Notice how Victoria always camera ready. She's got to make sure her hand's in position, and she got to make sure she's on point, as seen here. Before she talks, she got to make sure she's totally in focus, because their wealth depends on their brotherhood. Pyramid sign. If you folks can't see this, man, there's something seriously wrong with you with being in denial. Now we're going to take a look at all of these so-called leaders. Now remember, a lot of the Caucasian people you see that's very famous got a lot of the black folks started when they took them under their wing. So I'm flashing up a lot of different faces. Some of you already know them, some of you don't. You know, Donnie Kirkland, before that DBCC Wyans, Ty Trebet, MC Hammer. You know, we're just scrolling on some pictures because I'm about to get to a point. Mr. T, who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Billy Blanks, Mr. Tybo, man. Clifton Davis, that's your boy. Mr. Bryant, Jamal Bryant. So why am I flashing all their pictures? Because all of these people have something to do with TBN. And TBN is very satanic. Anyone that goes on there, anyone that follow the rules and take a check from them are the Baphomet. You know, I don't have time to spread it out like I wanted to because everything on a time frame at YouTube, but and I didn't want to do part 1, part 2, part 3, but these people worship the Baphomet, man. And I hope this was enlightening to some of you. Some of you might be offended, but truth hurts. TBN. You know, the symbol itself for TBN networks is very, very satanic. Let's talk about a person who has a lot of influence and been in the business for 40 years. Kenneth Copeland. You know, Kenneth Copeland is very, very wealthy, along with his wife, networking. These people have put a lot of people up like TV Jakes, Creflo Dollar. They're responsible for a lot of wealth in the gospel industry. So this is why it is in essence to talk about these people on Black Masonic celebrities. Black people cannot be wealthy if it wasn't for these people setting them up. Now here's a picture of Kenneth Copeland and his wife and his friend. Notice to the left of you, this guy is letting his elite know with BS in the public. Masonic all the way, man. When are you people going to open up your eyes and see that this is real? Let's turn the page. Let's talk about Queen Latifah. You know, Queen Latifah has did many nasty things to get where she's at. Well, the fact that she sleep with a woman, that's her prerogative, right? Oh well. Well, that's just half of what Queen Latifah did to get where she's at. This woman is very satanic, man. She'll do anything to make $1. Well, let's not throw her out there by herself. Let's talk about Wu-Tang. Yeah, who could believe it, right? Roz, Method Man. Well, they are. These hip-hoppers are so full of it, their eyes are brown. Now check out Method Man. I guess here you would say he's just fooling around, right?
Right.
Well, he's going to turn it the other way to let you know he's down with the Baphomet. That's plain, man. These guys know exactly what they're doing. All right? They're full of it. Let's turn to the other page. Jay-Z, Bill Gates, having dinner with the man. Jay-Z went so far to put the satanic on his shirt. Look what it says. The Rambling Elite. This man is talking about Baphomet. Let's see what they really think of Jay-Z. Someone made a doll. I don't think it ever hit the showroom. But look like here, they call him a monkey. These Negroes won't learn.
Damn.
But check him out. He's throwing up the sign as if, hey man, this is just sports. It's no big deal. It's just a gesture. This dude knows exactly what he is doing. Black women, you all really need to learn what you're getting into because they don't have a clue. They're just trying to get a check, right? Check this out. Kanye West wants to know why his mother died so tragically. Kanye West is so deep in this thing, man. He eats, breathes, lives it. He wants to know why his mom, of all moms, was taken. Kanye, you're satanic. Let's turn the tables. America's in love with Samuel Jackson, right? Don't get me wrong. This brother can act. He can act. But have you ever asked yourself, how did he get the roles of Star Wars? I mean, that's a pretty important role, don't you think? That role don't come by everybody very easily. So how did he get the role? Well, people, I got some shocking news. Samuel Jackson got the role in Star Wars after he had sex with the owner, George Lucas. Yeah, owner, director / George Lucas is very satanic. Check this out. These are his 2 daughters. What do you see? This ain't coincidence, man. This is how they get down. Samuel Jackson had sex with George Lucas. The entire cast of Star Wars have to have sex with the same sex in order to be a part of Star Wars. There is no negotiation. If you're not willing to do it, you will not be a part of Star Wars. Samuel Jackson knew exactly what he was getting into. Now check out his shirt. There's a crown, a skull. Let's get a better look at this, man. That's the same symbol that TBN uses, isn't it? Very, very satanic. Samuel Jackson is well aware of what he's doing. So don't feel sorry for him when the nukes start hitting him. Alright? All of this has a play with the rabbis, the Catholic Church. They condone all this type of mess, man. They behind some of the biggest stars in America. Remember when the Pope was around? Look at that crucifixion of Christ. And they got a lot to do with the NYPD. Look at the hand on the heart. That's satanic, man. And they always send one of their own, the rabbis. Let's check this out. This guy works for the big elite Catholic Church organizations. These guys are satanic as they come. I want you to pay attention to the Pope who passed on. But look at his hands. When he was with Bill Clinton, his hand symbolizes that his time is up and he is now ready to move on. Very, very Masonary. But let's go somewhere else where they all hang out at. Look at the guy with the tassel. His hand's gonna say, hey, we're here, we're getting down, but hey, we're still part of the brotherhood. You understand? George Bush looks at T.D. Jakes with worry. Look at him real hard, man. Just check out how George Bush is looking at T.D. Jakes. Let's take another look. Check that out. Did you miss it? T.D. Jakes look worried, huh? Let's slow it down. Why is George Bush looking at T.D. Jakes with worry, as if T.D. Jakes knows that he's doing something wrong? Huh? Let's look at T.D. Jakes. Is that a man of confidence? If that man really believes he's doing the right thing, that's a man who is worried. But I don't feel sorry for his ass. Moving on. This is where they worship the Baphomet and the owl. The reason they worship the owl is because the owl symbolizes unique, clever, and quiet, and be able to see everything in the dark that most people can't see. Now look at this ritual. That is a baby. That is a child that was sacrificed. I don't know what race it was, but it's a child that was sacrificed for this ritual. Let's take a closer look. Do you see the skull? Do you see the hands? That was a sacrifice, man. That's a crucifixion. All right. When you're getting close to the Baphomet leaders, you'll see a BC sign. You have to park in a designated area, and they have a van or a truck to pick you up. And some of the people that's a part of this, CEO and president of McDonald's, president of France. Yeah, shocking, huh? Pat Robertson, devil himself. George Bush. And we can't forget his best friend, John McCain. Oh, wait, it gets better. There is Tony Blair, the UK, right? Look close at the hands. Very Masonic. Huh? Steven Spielberg, hot filmmaker. Dick Cheney and friends. Al Gore. Wow. Bill Clinton. Now all of these people are being controlled by one man. His name, Evelyn Rothschild. That's right, people. Evelyn Rothschild is the richest man in the world. But he's beginning to pass his power along to his son, David Rockefeller. But don't David kind of look like someone in the past? I mean, to me, he looks like Caesar Borgia. Or is it just me? Okay, let's bring David back. Man, talk about reincarnation. Nevertheless, these people are all about the Baphomet. This is who they praise on a day in and day out basis. Yeah, hard to believe? Let me tell you about the daddy, what he's a part of. He funds the war, okay? Yes, he does. He funds war. He controls banking and real estate, fashion, hip-hop, Disney, the media networks, MTV, BET, etc. All of the sports, actresses and actors, filmmaking, fast food restaurants, genetic engineering, 9/11 World Trade Center, all the terrorist attacks. Oh yes, and last, YouTube. You didn't know? Well, now you know. You know, it's all about dollar bill, y'all. This guy got plenty of cake. And all the black Masonic people that sold out, wow, I feel sorry for y'all, man. The Most High gonna tear y'all a new ass. You see, this man is not that powerful because the Most High set him up. But the Most High is the only one who can tear him down. All praise to Yahweh Shai. America is done. And America will be destroyed by thermonuclear war. Sooner than you think. Yes, in our lifetime. Shalom.